Don, you there?
Hey, yep, I can hear you. Hear me?
There you go. I can hear you. How about you, Rick?
I can hear Don and you.
All right. Fair enough. So if we're ready to go, I'll give you 5, 4, 3, 2.
Good afternoon, everybody. It's Rick Mertel here with Don Rice with Synergy Financial Partners, here with the Veteran Entrepreneur Training System podcast / radio show. First thing I want to do is thank everybody who's been sharing and getting the word out with us about our podcast radio show, so that our viewership has grown quite a bit, and we're pretty excited about that. We're just really wanting to get the word out about our program. It's basically just give you a quick overview, as we are looking for veterans and active duty military that would like to build a business for themselves, but not by themselves, with us at Synergy Financial Partners. So that's kind of where we're at. Just looking to get the word out. So we're looking. It's not for everybody, but it's designed for veterans who desire growth, challenge, and exceptional income opportunities. So those are really kind of the people we're looking for, so that we can train them to help people like we do. Don, how are you doing, buddy? Seems like I haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah, I've been all over the place.
Oh my God.
In country, out of country, Aruba, all over. So I'm back now, and next week, I'm normally here in Atlanta, but next week I'll be up there with you. I'll be in St. Louis all week next week, so that'll be a change.
Yeah, that's exciting. We're all happy about that. So yeah, actually next week, part of what we're going to talk about today is next week we're having our first since COVID live event here in St. Louis. It's called a Wealth 101, where we'll be talking about the program, all the different things that we do to help people, just to kind of do an overview so people can have a little more awareness of what it is that they may be interested in doing with us. So Don's coming up from Atlanta, and we're having it in Bridgeton, the great city of Bridgeton, which is near to the airport. Most people, at least in St. Louis, know where that is. It's at the Bridgeton Recreation Center in Meeting Room 2. The address is 4201 Fifi Road, Bridgeton, Missouri. That's 63044. And, of course, Don's going to be the speaker, so he'll be going over everything for everybody. Just want to get as many people in that room as we can. The seating is a little limited. We're limited to about 70 people, so we want to make sure that if you're going to come, please let us know that you're going to be there, and that way we can save you a seat, and want to save you a seat up front, because when you're sitting up front, that's where you collect the most information. That's what I've always found. So just get in touch with us. Our email addresses are up on the screen. My phone number's up there also, and of course you can go to my Synergy Team Synergy page on Facebook. We have the event listed there. You can go up there, and we have that on the screen right now too, and you can go there and actually invite yourself. Let us know that you're attending. Okay, so beautiful. So today, as usual, we're going to talk about one of the things that we do for people within Synergy Financial Partners. We're an educational company. We teach first, and then that way people have the information to make great decisions. So today we're going to start off with a little short video about an FIA. That's a fixed indexed annuity. Scott, if you could start that video, please.
Retirement planning used to be a lot simpler. Your parents and grandparents generally worked for the same company for their entire careers, and then upon retiring were paid a pension, which continued to provide them an annual income every year of their retirement, no matter how long they lived. Simple, right? These days, pensions are all but extinct, as the burden of retirement planning has shifted from the employers to the employees. Now that they're responsible for their own retirements, many workers are looking for ways to recreate the annual income stream that traditional pensions provided without having to worry about running out of money in retirement. For those folks, annuities are an attractive option. Annuities are an investment vehicle that generally offers safety from loss while providing the ability to grow money, which you'll annuitize at retirement, basically turning what you've accumulated into a lifelong income stream that is guaranteed to last as long as you do. There are two types of annuities, variable and fixed. In variable annuities, your principal is invested in the market and can grow or shrink depending on what the market does. This is a riskier type of annuity, as you can lose principal if the market drops, but you do have the potential for higher upside if performance is good. In a fixed annuity, your interest rate is set and will not change despite what the market does. This is the most conservative type of annuity with the most predictable results. You're guaranteed to never lose any principal, but growth will be relatively modest. There is a special type of fixed annuity which offers the best of both worlds, the safety of a traditional fixed annuity and the upside potential of a variable annuity. A fixed index annuity, or FIA, will credit interest based on the performance of a market like a variable annuity, but establish what is known as a ceiling and a floor to minimize risk. The floor is usually around 0% and will ensure that no principal is lost if the market goes down. In return for the safety of the floor, a ceiling would also be established that would limit the gains your money could be credited in any given period. Think of an indexed annuity as building your retirement skyscraper. When conditions are good, upward progress is made. There's no limit to how high you can build, only how much you can build in any given period. When conditions are bad, your construction may pause, but you won't lose any progress either. And when conditions improve, construction resumes. In a nutshell, the most important thing isn't how big a pile of money you can create before retirement, but the assurance of knowing that you'll never outlive that pile. That peace of mind is what annuities bring to the table that other retirement vehicles don't. Most insurance companies are required by their state's Department of Insurance to verify that the annuity you choose is suitable for your age, financial situation, and retirement goals. That being said, it is important to work with a financial advisor you trust. Not all annuities are created equal. Contact a trusted financial professional to get the specifics and see if an annuity makes sense for you and your retirement plan.
How exploiting IRS code 40.
Okay, so that's a little. I love those little cartoon videos because it makes things really simple, and that's really what we try to do with Synergy, is break things down to as simple as possible, because that way everybody can understand them. Don's going to take over now and talk a little bit more detail, maybe a little more technical, slightly, how a fixed index annuity works and who that might be a good product for.
Yeah, I mean, FIAs are great products for people that are wanting to protect their principal, protect their wealth, continue the growth of that wealth, but not having more of worry about loss. A lot of
Scott, that sounds like an airplane.
Yep. Okay, can you guys hear me? Now I can't hear anything.
Don, go ahead and talk. I can hear you.
All right, good. All right, so again, the FIA is there to protect your wealth, and I don't know what's wrong with the sound. So I can hear myself, but I can't hear the sound.
Yeah, it's airplane sound.
Every time my sound comes back on, it's like I'm in kind of an air conditioner.
I know I'm not breathing that hard.
So I'll go ahead and talk. You guys let me know if you can hear me. But like I said, it's there to protect your principal. Typically, it's going to be for someone that's nearing retirement. Now, not to say that you can't use an FIA earlier. You can protect your principal anytime you want to. They're great vehicles. But again, like the video was showing, you do have to make sure you're working with professionals to understand the benefits of whatever FIA you're looking at. They're not all created equal. Even in that video, when it talked about FIAs having a cap and all that other stuff, here at Synergy, the nice thing is we use no fee, a no fee FIA. We have several, but the main one that we use is a no-fee FIA, which means it doesn't cost you anything to move your money into it. And it has no caps. That's really, really good. So as that index is moving up and down, you never have to worry about losses. You have that zero floor, just like they were talking about, but you don't have to worry about a cap. Whatever that market does, that index is doing that year, you're going to get. So again, it's for protection purposes, growth purposes, and to have a lifetime income, and that's key. A lot of times, if you're just putting money into different market type accounts, 401ks, IRAs, Roths, things like that, those are all great accounts, but there's no guarantee of what you're going to have in retirement. The markets could crash right after you retire, and all of a sudden you find yourself in a totally different situation than you were actually planning on. You end up not having any money for retirement because you lose half of everything, and now you're worried about losing all your principal and not being able to stay retired, or just not having enough money to live the way you want to. A lot of people end up moving in with family members and things like that because they run out of money too soon. So having that nest egg, as we call it, that guaranteed retirement account, that's always a good piece of any good financial plan. You always want to have that foundation. So when we're helping people with financial planning, we always make sure they have a certain amount of money that they are going to need, the definite money that they need in secure retirement plans. So if you said, I know I need $5,000 a month to live on in retirement, I'd like to have more, but that's what I know I need. So then we're gonna work together to make sure that you get that $5,000 a month that you're gonna need in retirement in secure retirement accounts, those accounts that do not lose money. And an FIA is a great vehicle to do that with. Then on top of that, we'll help you with other things, alternative investing, market investing, real estate investing. There's all kinds of ways we can help you depending on your current situation on top, above and beyond that FIA. But at least you have that that comfortable feeling that you have what you're going to need in retirement. And now let's build something even bigger with everything else. So that's one of the ways that we use it. So when you're looking at an FIA itself, what kinds of things should you be looking for? You need to be looking at things like participation rate. They're not all created equal, like we said. Some FIAs might say you have a 50% participation rate. Well, that's not good. What that means is 50% of your money is going to work in the market and 50% is not. So again, you're not getting that big bang for your buck. You want to definitely have at least 100% participation rate, at least. The nice thing about the current FIA we're using right now for our clients is it has 125% participation rate. So what does that mean? That means unlike your current IRA, which is getting 100% participation in the market that it's in, your FIA would get 125%. So if you got 10% in that index that year, you actually would have a 12.5% for your account minus whatever they're charging. Okay, so you're getting more than what the typical growth is. Now, the next thing you need to know is the fees. So on an IRA or a 401k or anything like that, you're going to have brokerage fees, trading fees. You have all these different fees, and those are true fees. They come out of the whole account. So if you had $100,000 in your account and it went up 10% and you got a 2% brokerage fee, they're going to take 2% of $110,000 out of your account that year. Okay, so that's a fee. The FIA, especially the ones that we use, not all of them, but again, that's why you want to work with a professional. The one we use is a no-fee FIA. There is no fee. What they charge is a spread. They do a 1.5% spread. The difference there is a spread means they take money out of the gain. So again, if you had the $100,000 in your FIA and it went up 10%, you would owe 1.5% of that gain, not 1.5% of the $100,000. It would only be from the $10,000 of gain. So way, way cheaper to hold your money. And again, the way that would work is you wouldn't actually pay them. They would keep 1.5% of that gain they're crediting you. So if the index did 10%, your credit would be 12.5 minus 1.5, which is their spread. So your account would be credited 11% that year. So you'd make 11% instead of 10%. And that's after your spread comes out. So after what you're thinking of as a fee. Whereas in that IRA, if it went up 10%, you'd get 10% minus the 2% fee. So you're at 8%. Okay, so much, much better, much cheaper to hold your money. And that's kind of the things you need to be looking at when you are looking at an FIA. And again, work with a professional to help you with that. You want to look at participation rate. You want to look at spreads versus fees. You want to have a spread, not a fee. Okay. And you can look at cap rate, like they said. Some do have caps. 10% is the max you can get. 12% is the max you can get. Again, the one we're talking about that we would look at most of the time, as long as people qualify for it, has no cap. So you're not worried about that cap rate. You do have the zero floor. You don't have to worry about market losses. You only get positive numbers, no negative numbers, which keeps that account safe. And it allows the rule of 72 to work for you. And what that states is, as long as you know the interest rate you're getting on your money on average, you can divide that into the number 72, and it will tell you exactly how long it takes your money to double. And it will happen over and over and over again. So again, if you know you're making around 8%, divided into 72, you're going to double your money roughly every 9 years. Okay, so we tell our clients we're trying to double their money around every 10 years with no risk of any loss due to the market. Now, again, the rule of 72 does not hold if you're in a market account. So if I had you in an IRA or a Roth, I'm not going to sit here and start talking to you about the rule of 72 because there is a catch to it. If you take a negative number, it's null and void. You can't have negative numbers and have it work out, because I could double your money every year in that Roth, and then all of a sudden it comes time to retire and the markets crash and you lose half your money. So it doesn't work. But if you're in guaranteed accounts like FIAs, it works every time because there will be no negative numbers ever put into it. Your floor is zero. So again, having that as part of your portfolio is something that most people need. And again, we would do a financial analysis for you before we went into, yes, this is something for you, or no, it's not, because we would know ahead of time if we should even talk to you about that. But a good rule of thumb for a secure portion of your retirement is your age as a percentage of 100. So if you're 30 years old, you should have 30% of your portfolio in secure accounts. If you're 60 years old, you should have 60% of your portfolio in secure accounts. I've met people in the past that are in their 70s that are still 100% in their old 401k, all in equities. If the markets were to crash, they would be completely depleted. So again, I don't know who was advising them, but that is a horrible, horrible position for them to be in. They should have about 70% of their money in secure accounts that will not take losses because they don't have the time to earn that money back. So again, that's the big benefit of the FIA is no losses. Another one would be lower fees if you're in the right one. Another one would be the fact that you're going to have a lifetime income. So that's another thing you have to look at. The average 401k runs out of money within 5 to 7 years of you retiring. Over half of the 401ks out there right now, millions of them, have less than $17,000 in them when someone retires because they've touched them over time. They haven't been putting the right amount of money into them, all these different factors. And so they have less than 1 year of retirement saved. Whereas if they would have been into a more secure vehicle that was growing and never taking losses, they would be in a better position. Okay, so don't be fooled by all these myths out there that you hear on the radio and these ads you see on TV about, oh, if someone says the word annuity, run away. Those same people only do, those are brokers, they only do money under management. That's how they get paid. And of course, they don't want you moving money out of the markets because that takes money out of their pockets. So just keep that in mind. They're follow the money. Why are they telling you what they're telling you? I'm not saying you shouldn't have money in the market. I have money in the market. Everyone should. But I also have a lot of secure retirement plans for my family as well. And I make sure that that's built first. Then put money into the market. You need that nest egg. You need to have that security of that being there. And an FIA is one way to do that. Okay? So and getting back to the people that are telling you not to do it, a lot of times they're using examples from the 1980s that don't even pertain to the annuities that are available today. The products available today are so much better than they were in the past. You'll hear horror stories about people locking up their money in annuities and they can't get to them and they lose their house. That does not happen now. You can get to your money. There's free withdrawal levels and everything else that you can get to, and it's never completely locked down like it might have been back in the 80s. All the huge fees and everything that are associated with them now, the ones we use are no fee annuities that just have spreads, very cheap to use. There's lots of myths out there, so make sure you're working with someone that knows about the annuities that are available today. And that's one of the things that we do here at Synergy. And again, talking about the vet system, that's one of the things that we teach you to help around your community. There's lots of people in your community that don't know what they're doing financially. They've got all their money in the market, or maybe they're not saving anything. So that's what we teach you to do, is to work in your community and help people make better financial decisions. And you got to think about it like this. Wouldn't you like to build your own business where you're serving your community and the people around you, and every dollar that you make is because you've put another person in a better financial situation? So you truly have something that you're building for you and your family that is all about helping others. And that's what we do here at Synergy. We teach and teach and teach. We provide free financial advisory services to everyone. We never charge for financial advisory services. Most people think that, hey, I can't afford a financial advisor. I'm not wealthy. We make sure everyone can afford a financial advisor because we don't charge advisory fees. So we teach you how to help people and make sure that everybody gets all the information that they need so they can make better decisions. And let's face it, some people you're not going to make any money on, and that's fine. You're going to help them make better decisions. And then one day, 2-3 years down the road, maybe they've fixed everything they were working on. Now they're starting their own business, and they come to you for help because you helped them when no one else would. So again, we hope that you want to look at the vet system. I will be in town all week next week. So if you would like to have a personal appointment with me and Rick, I would love to come out and meet you. Just get a hold of Rick and get that set up. And reach out and get that and make sure that you get your RSVP to the Wealth 101 workshop that we're going to be doing on Tuesday night. So I'd love to see you out there, and we can answer any questions that you have about Synergy, about the vet system, about any of the topics that you hear us talk about on the show, even if you just want to learn some stuff for yourself. It's a great workshop, and if nothing else, you're going to learn how money works, how to save and make money work better for yourself, and how to save on taxes. We're going to teach people, a lot about tax law and how they can utilize tax law and different business structures to help themselves, okay, and put more wealth into their family. But that's what I got on FIAs, Rick. So I'll send it back over to you.
All right, appreciate it, Don. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's good to have Don come here in St. Louis, and a lot of great information. Like you said, we teach. I mean, it's really about sharing the information. Unfortunately, not everybody does that. So I just found out that July 25th is National Hire a Veteran Day. So I'm one of those kind of people that likes to get ahead of the curve. So let's not wait till the 25th. Let's talk about it on the 13th. So come on out to the Bridgeton Recreation Center and meet Don and I and Kim, who was on the show last week, and see if we can help you. I mean, the one thing that can never be taken from you is education. So come out and learn something. Share it with people that you know. Bring a friend with you. I mean, like I said, we are limited on seating, but 70 people is a pretty good amount of room. So let's fill the room and get that information to everybody. And let's do what we do. We help people have fun, make some money, and lead by example. So we'll end this, I guess, with a short video again. We always like to show a video, a testimonial of clients that we've helped. One of the biggest passions of mine is the living benefits. Of course, that's not related to the FIA, but it is a great benefit to put in place for people because everybody needs it. So, Scott, if you'd start that video, please.
We found out that we were pregnant with Mason around April 2009. We had been trying for only a couple months, and we finally got a positive pregnancy test, so we were very excited. Well, the day we brought our baby Mason home, we had been in the hospital for 3 days, and we packed him up in his teeny tiny little car seat, in his little dinosaur hoodie with his matching beanie, and we were just so excited to start this new adventure, being parents of 2 little boys. Well, it was a crazy day. It was September 26th of 2011. And Mason was 9 months old, and I got a call from the doctor that had done all the tests, and they told me I had infiltrating ductal carcinoma, which to me was a different language. I had no idea what she meant, and so she had to break it down and say, well, Jessica, you have cancer.
I was with her when she received the phone call from the doctor that gave her the results. You know, I knew the conversation wasn't positive, and when she hung up, she looked at me, and as she broke down, she told me she had breast cancer.
You know, I was 30 years old, I was healthy, I had a 9-month-old baby, I was breastfeeding, I had a 2.5-year-old.
You know, you don't expect your child to tell you that they have cancer. You know, it's just not supposed to work that way.
Treatment was the first thing I thought of, how to get rid of this cancer and get it out of my body. I did change my diet, I did do surgery and chemo and radiation, and thank God I did, because I'm here today. Well, we first learned about life insurance through a really close family friend who is an agent. When I started going through treatments, through the chemo and the radiation, my agent came to me and said, look, we might be able to help you out here with your accelerated benefits and get you some money to help pay for medical bills. And he was definitely right. We helped with all of my medical bills, and we really got to focus on me getting better instead of having the heavy burden of financial stress.
Well, I just really never understood the power and flexibility of life insurance until the day that Jessica and Anthony received their living benefits check from National Life. And it just totally changed, you know, their financial outlook.
My motto is live a life you love. So when I first got diagnosed with cancer, my husband Anthony bought 1,000 ink bracelets that said my motto on it, live a life you love. So you still wear it today. The more you open your eyes to love and let it flow in your life, the better life is going to be.
I'm just so grateful that Jessica was responsible and got life insurance, that the agent, you know, was generous and sold Jessica this, you know, abundant policy, that National Life had the integrity and came through on their end of the deal, and that God answered all of our prayers.
Well, my advice to people who think they're too young for life insurance is that you're never too young for life insurance. It's not just in case you die, it's to live a life that you love.
You can be that friend of the family that put those living benefits in place.